I would say that this video might make a lot of people mad, but seeing how nobody is gonna watch this shit, I think I'll be fine, so I'm gonna go crazy. Yes, you read the title. You mad, niggas? Well, don't be. I'm voting immediately. I don't know your favorite anime, guys, so don't worry. This video isn't about your favorite anime being bad. Sorry, just trying my hand at clickbait, but before you click off, give me a sec to give you a rundown with how this video really is. This video is simply me stating that anime or any medium of entertainment, even sports, can be proven to be objectively good or bad. Oh, you guys are leaving already. Just like that? Come on, dog, give me a chance, give me a chance. Well, look, if you guys stayed, I'm sure you are heavily disagreeing with the notion, and I understand why you would. There's a fair argument for saying that all art in any form is subjective and truly cannot be judged, and I can partly agree to that, specifically music. Now, you may say, well, you just contradicted yourself, you idiot. And I'll say to that, I just gave you a reason to watch this video. Yeah, I'm tight.
You're a fucking idiot.
Alright, time to get a little bit more serious. I'm going to focus on the take that you can be objective when arguing and comparing films or anime or whatever the case may be. Not how to argue, that's a different video. Keep in mind that I have a very huge tendency to use extreme examples, so bear with me. Also, FYI, I made this because people on Twitter inspire me every day, and they have shaped me for verbal combat. Wow, that sounds really stupid, almost disgustingly stupid. Now that that is out of the way, let's talk about the meat and potatoes.
I guess I can teach you about the masterpiece that is Hunter x Hunter. Well, if you don't know, Hunter x Hunter is the best anime of all time.
Oh. Wow! Yes, you can be objective when discussing what is good or bad about anime. The definition of objectivity is not using your personal feelings or opinions when discussing matters. Subjectivity is exclusively using those aforementioned emotions when talking about something. Those two things apply to almost everything that is debatable. Believe it or not, you could argue that EDP did nothing wrong. Would that argument be an objective point of view? Most likely not. This fat sloppy fuck, if you guys don't know, tried to sleep with a 13-year-old. He's 30, by the way. But stop and think about it. Pedophilia is inherently wrong in my opinion. I strongly disagree with the notion that everyone deserves a second chance. Pedos do not once they commit the crime. To me, that's it. But would I feel the same way if this wasn't ingrained into my psyche by the beliefs of the people and the society around me? Not everyone feels the same way. Why? Well, because societies are different across the world. The age of consent federally across Japan is 13. Now, Lollicon's watching this, I gotta take my shot because when people come for you, instead of just saying that they are cartoons and leaving it at that, you try to actually bring Japanese culture into it. The Japanese age of consent is you gotta be at least 13 to have sex legally. But it isn't as universal as you think. That law doesn't include the fact that you cannot be any older than 14 having sex with a 13-year-old. In most prefectures, only 16 to 18-year-olds can legally have sex with adults. Kinda like America, kinda like Western society. So please stop bringing Japanese culture into this when you don't understand it, and keep the cartoon argument because it's your only solid one. Not saying I hate lollicons, I just like making fun of them. Okay, sorry. But if we take the age of consent in Japan or any country that has a very low age of consent literally, how will we be able to judge them? By American standards, we'd want to imprison everyone. Whew, I'm going off the deep end, but that's a convo for a different day. Let me reel it back a bit. My point with bringing that up is that a criteria has been set for what's right or wrong in this country and most of the world, and has constantly evolved or even sometimes completely changed. The people who don't follow that criteria to be a free person today are usually not free, they're in prison. Some aren't, but you guys get my drift. That law was based on the subjective opinion that having sex with children is totally messed up. There's no original objectivity there because at the end of the day, not everyone thinks that it's a bad thing. Obviously. Now, let's try applying that logic to anime. It's hard but possible and very limited due to the fact that, again, the original criteria that has evolved but never has truly changed was based on opinions that was widely accepted as the opinions to go off of. Same with immoral crimes like what we talked about before. Now obviously they don't have the same weight. Please don't try to take that and twist what I'm saying. Let's just focus on the topic at hand. We have a criteria and a standard to go off of. Believe it or not, everyone uses the same metric for the most part. They just value the specifics differently. The qualities that can make an anime objectively good or bad that people look for is writing and animation. That's it. Those are the only two things you can truly be objective about, and even those things are hard, especially animation, seeing that there's almost an infinite amount of styles, but you always have that criteria to fall back on. While it's harder to maintain objectivity when judging animation, it's easy to point out the obvious. This is not good animation. You may like it for some reason, but this is an error, not a style. The subjective side of that argument is me stating that the style is bad. The objective side is me stating that this is bad because of the error, among many other reasons. Another example is the modder having a rainy gun way too early. That is objectively bad, seeing how he wasn't meant to have it. It's another fundamental mistake. That's bad animation. Nothing personal about that. That's not my personal feelings. That is literally a mistake. Writing encompasses a lot more than just the overall plot of the story. It covers characters and even character design, but I guess that leans more into animation. It covers pacing too and a multitude of other things. I'm not going to bring up an example for each thing, alright? But let's talk about an example of bad writing in general. It's the showing not telling law within script writing. This is widely considered the golden rule. Parasite struggled with this a bit, and I love Parasite. I'll be making a video on that. Hunter x Hunter even did this with this last arc, and you guys know that I love. Well, actually, you guys don't know. I've never talked about Hunter x Hunter, have I? Alright, but Parasite, for example, Migi constantly lets us know that Shinichi is changing. When arguing if a show is written better, you could say, well, Hunter x Hunter writing is better than the Demon Slayers because Demon Slayer shows us that the characters are developing. It doesn't tell us, like the narrator in the ant art. Now obviously that doesn't cover the entire story, and the objective debate will cover so much more. I'm just giving you an example. I personally like Hunter x Hunter far more than Demon Slayer, and that's just a hypothetical because I finished Demon Slayer over a year ago, so I don't really know if they show and don't tell. Look, I know you guys can easily just say that the origins of what makes a good film is based on subjective opinion. Someone has the right to say, and the absolute right I may add, they can say that X-Arm is peak fiction and truly believe that because they don't go by the general and almost universal consensus of what makes a film good or bad. Maybe in their eyes, X-Arm is animated gorgeously and Demon Slayer looks like utter poop. You can't say anything to a person like that. So, can you truly be objective when arguing anime? Only as objective as someone saying that CP is fucked up. And yes, again, I know it's a very extreme example and a very extreme comparison, but it isn't necessarily a direct comparison. It's just the example I alluded to. The discussion of pedophilia is a way more important topic and cannot be seriously compared to some damn anime. Please don't twist this into me thinking anime is important because some of y'all are crazy. I just use extreme examples to get my point across. That said, I do think I made my point. What do you guys think? Leave a comment under my video. I'm working on the Discord. It's all about anime. It'll be easier to discuss there, but until then, the comment section is free to use, obviously. What do you guys want to see next? Part 2 of this discussion, which will basically just be me arguing even more. Or basically, actually, I think that would be me showing the how to argue. So, I don't know. Obviously, I could be wrong. Who knows? Who knows how that video will turn out? Why am I still on that? Or my first top 10 list of badass moments. That's a good one that I've been working on. Or it could be me revisiting old shows that I've watched or watching old shows I've never watched. Or, you know, just leave no comment and I decide myself like always. 400 subs, where are you? Help! Anyways, it's Supreme Black Kai, aka SBK. See y'all boys later. Pass.